Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We bring you stories of faith, love, and devotion. Yeah, just kidding, please help us grow by hitting that like button. Now on to the story. Just done. I don't even know what to say anymore. It's been 3 years and I've tried everything to rekindle the relationship, but everything always seems to backfire. I'm tired of everything being my fault all the time. We have kids together. I have been trying to plan an exit, but nothing seems to be coming together fast enough. The anxiety and loneliness are killing me, but I won't ever leave my kids. That's where I'm at. New to open marriage. My wife told me tonight that she would like me to pursue relationships outside of our marriage. I believe she is sincere and I have no reservations about it. She was the one that brought it up and I'm also willing. I suppose I'm just really not sure how to navigate this world. Where do you find other partners who are okay with your open marriage? 11th anniversary gift: sleep with whoever you want. I'm HLM, 41. My wife and I have been together for 11 years, with the past 3 years being DB. I've commented here before about my situation. We're basically together because of the kids and strained finances, but I've always received mixed messages on whether or not there is hope for our marriage. Tonight I feel like I finally got some closure. She pulled me aside after the kids were asleep and told me that I had her permission to pursue whatever relationship I wanted. I've always been holding out hope of reconciliation, which is weird after being accused of having affairs more times than I can count. She also let me know that she is confident that I'm gay and that she has my full support in that regard. I'm not sure where to begin. I have so many mixed feelings. I feel free of one burden, but with many more questions on top of that. I suppose it's time to forget what she thinks and move on and enjoy the freedom. I'm honestly not sure where to start, but I guess it's progress at least. I have no idea how to navigate finding a partner and explaining the situation to them, even though I'm dying to have sex. I suppose there's hope at least. Adulteress in big letters on her car. Vent/rant/FML. Can I get in any trouble for writing something like that on her car if it isn't permanent? She is unashamed and openly having an affair. I gave up everything for her. She refused counseling, she stonewalled me. God, this hurts. My poor kids, sorry. It's been a rough couple of days. How can I help my wife? She's a survivor of sexual abuse. Advice. My wife started cheating on me recently. It has been the most painful experience I have ever been through. Our marriage has been difficult. She's a wonderful woman, but she is cyclothymic and also was sexually abused by her father when she was younger. We had a lot of difficulties with sexual intimacy. She enjoyed it, but she would get triggered often and we would have to stop. I've been accused of having an affair many times throughout the years. I took measures to ease her mind, changed jobs, moved, let her track my phone, gave her my supervisor's number, and that helped some, but she was still very insecure. Eventually she accused me of molesting our daughter. Her father also had an affair that lasted 9 years. At that point it was like she saw me as the perpetrator, having accused me of all the same things. It broke me, because we had overcome a lot and were really happy with each other at the time. I said we should take our daughter for a forensic interview to ease her mind, but she refused. After that things were never the same. I tried to reconnect with her, but she kept pushing me away. I was very hurt too and eventually stopped trying. We started sleeping in separate rooms, but still got along well in front of the kids. I didn't have the strength to keep getting rejected, so I withdrew and gave myself over to my hobbies to take my mind off, telling myself that at least I wasn't cheating on her. I tried to reconnect with her once in a while, but she was reluctant and I was quick to get discouraged and give up. Now I realize, I abandoned her when she needed me the most. This depressing cycle continued for 3 years. I never stopped loving her. At times she told me to leave, but I told her I loved her and I wasn't going anywhere. She finally came to me a month ago and said she wanted to separate, but keep living together for the kids' sake. She wanted to see other people. I told her this wasn't what I wanted, but she said I could be okay with it or get out. I told her I still wanted her and she laughed me off. A couple of weeks later she made it obvious. Her girlfriends brought her home and had to carry her to her room around 9 p.m. The kids saw the whole thing. Then at 2 a.m. she woke up, showered, dressed up and left and told me she'd be home in the morning. The kids woke up when the garage closed and I just told them she'd be back in the morning. She came in while we were eating breakfast and they asked her where she had been. She had a big smile on her face and said she was with a friend. It ripped me apart. I confronted her later and she said it was all my fault and that I was never there for her when she needed me. She said we can co-parent, but that we will never be a couple again. Part of me feels the sting of knowing I gave up trying to reach her, the other feels the sting of betrayal. I'm open to insight that anyone can provide. I still really love her. I know that if we divorce, she will continue to spiral out of control. I have finally gone to her family to ask for help and they've been supportive. I know that she is a victim and I don't want to leave her. I did at first, but I don't want to see her self-destruct. We still live in the same house peacefully. Either way, I feel like it's time to get my shit together. I want to find a better job and be there for her and my kids more. I also feel the need to confront her perpetrator, my father-in-law, but not violently. Nobody else in the family knows what he did, but they did see the changes in her behavior when it happened. It's been too long to prosecute him, but I met with a lawyer who said I have enough to bring an injunction against him to keep him from seeing his grandkids unsupervised. I want the truth to be told. I want her to be able to heal. I'm ready to give my life to her all over again. I probably sound pathetic. I'm sure some will say this is a lost cause. I refuse to believe she is beyond hope. There's a wonderful person inside, she just needs help. I'll take any insight that can be offered, please. She gets mad at me when I'm nice to her. Think I'm getting to her? Advice. After my last post, I decided to take the high road. She cheated on me, but I'm not going to mistreat her because of it. I've been returning evil with kindness and it really seems to burn her up. I'm still taking measures, talking to a lawyer, going to therapy and preparing for battle. I'm still hurting, but I know I'll heal. I feel better when I'm kind to her, regardless of how it makes her feel. I know, in the end, I will feel better, regardless of the outcome. Seeking wisdom in the counsel of many again. She's softening up. Update. First off, thank you to all of you who have been following and advising me. I don't have much of a support network here and the thoughts, advice and encouragement have been invaluable. Second, I don't plan on deviating from my plan to file for divorce. Today was different. Friday nights have recently been AP nights and she's been in a heightened state of limerence. Tonight she came straight home. She was a little standoffish, but as I've been trying to be civil and considerate, I asked about her day and she actually started to open up. We'll see what tomorrow brings, but it was uncharacteristic for her recent behavior. I can't jump to conclusions yet. It has me in guard. Is it bad that I want her to have a meltdown when she gets served? For those of you that know my story, you know I don't want her to suffer out of resentment, but I do want her to get help. I'm also not gonna lie, it was nice to have a break from having the knife driven into my heart every time she leaves for the night. I'm not going to lie, the affair was a huge wake-up call for me. As soul-crushing as it has been, it's helped me to bring about a lot of positive changes to my life. The past 2 weeks have felt like 2 months. I have a therapy appointment on Monday, I started running and working out again, started eating healthier, and lost 10 pounds, mostly from a kiss of appetite the first few days, but I'm eating now, and I have a job interview on Tuesday that I'm praying will go well. I know part of her frustration with me was my lack of ambition in spite of a really good track record with employment in the past. I always found this to be perplexing. I wanted to find a better job, but the stress of marriage coupled with my years as a stay-at-home dad wreaked havoc on my self-esteem. I've also been better with my kids and I want to give them more of myself, not the hollow shell they've been getting the past few years. I feel that my kids love me, but I also know that they haven't been getting my best. Whatever happens, some very positive changes have already come from this pain. I'm still anxious every day about what's going to happen, but I see a glimmer of hope. I wish she could have that. I think it's going to be a painful road for her. I'm doing my best to keep some distance for now. I feel like I'm walking a razor-thin line of being forced to stand up for myself, but also not trying to destroy her out of resentment. I pray for her every day and won't stop. I've had some horrible experiences with the church, but some very profound experiences with God, if that makes any sense. I feel like He's been here with me or I wouldn't still be alive. I have to believe in redemption. She, as well as many of your loved ones, have made their choices, but I can't help thinking of the horrible cycle of abuse that people get caught in. It just doesn't feel right to see generation after generation suffer because of the things that were done to them. I know we have to protect ourselves, but we have to stand up for those who have been hurt. This has to end. A glimpse into her twisted perception of reality. Update: moments like the one described below remind me of how detached from reality she is. This just happened. Our daughter had a nightmare that you guys all moved without me. Daughter, tell me about your dream. Daughter, I had a dream that mommy moved away without us. That's not what you told me last night. Daughter, then you didn't hear me right. You two have very different memories of what was said. Nothing but crickets after that. She also said that I abandoned her when she was in the hospital with our 3-day-old son, got an infection and was in the hospital for another week. The crazy part is that her mother and sister were there when that happened, along with a lot of other visitors and nurses that will verify that I was there the entire time except to go get food or clean clothes. There have been moments when I thought I was going insane. She describes events unfolding in a completely different way than I remember. She retells things with such conviction, that I think she actually believes that's what happened. Then we have moments like the one above, where someone else who was there completely blows her reality out of the water. It's genuinely starting to scare me. I'm sure her relationship with her AP is no different. I doubt it will last long. I'm so glad I decided to move forward with the divorce. She has been served and the mudslinging has begun. Update. I'm continually shocked at the lengths she has gone to in order to validate her reality. We had a confrontation a few nights ago and I, calmly, tried to confront her about how she hasn't been remembering the past correctly. I never got the chance to validate my claims, which include eyewitnesses from her own family. She immediately accused me of playing mind games with her and started shouting at me to GTFO, and when I tried to get distance from her, she started shouting at me and threatened to call the police if I didn't get out. I ended up calling them because it was clear she wasn't going to calm down and she was waking the kids up. I simply explained the situation and asked them to send a car to preserve the peace before things got out of hand. The police were very friendly. It took them a while to get her to open the door, and when she finally did, she was sobbing and telling them that she didn't feel safe with me. Thankfully they did believe a word she said. I also recorded the entire conversation leading up to the 911 call, so she can keep telling lies about what happened that night because she's digging a hole she can't get out of. She was served a few days later and has been acting like she won some moral victory, telling everyone she knows that I filed for divorce. She made me sit for a recorded conversation in which we agreed there would only talk to the kids about the divorce as a family and not talk about it behind each other's backs. Funny thing, ever since that conversation she's been telling the kids all kinds of things. Daddy wanted a divorce, Daddy hasn't loved me, Daddy has been spending too much money, Daddy made sad choices, all the while I haven't said a word about anything she's done to end the marriage. I'm just going to let her keep digging. I'm sure she'll expose herself soon enough, but it's hard to watch it all happen. Meanwhile I'm documenting and recording, doing all the usual see ya stuff. I will never understand how someone can do something so blatantly hurtful as having an affair and then reveling in the turmoil she has created and somehow think she has the moral high ground. It's mind-boggling. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night. Wherever you are.